Hello, viewers of RBC TV around the world, wherever you are. It's me, David Shadar, and I am here today, the Monday, the 15th of February, 2021, and with me is the leader and the uncle, Joshua Dau, who is the co-chair of Jieeng Council of Elders. So, Uncle Uncle Joshua, welcome to RBC TV.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be with you today.
Thank you. Before we start our interview, can you introduce yourself?
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chadar. My long history would not help in this situation. I would only be confined to introduce myself as co-chair of Jieeng Council of Elders.
Yes.
And we are happy as Jieeng Council of Elders to be with you today. My co-chair, Maulana Ambrose Ring-Teek, is unwell and he is now in Khartoum under treatment. And it is me and other members of the executive who are here. I'm sorry I should have brought more members to be with me and be interviewed by you so that your viewers benefit from what we do. But all the same, I will answer what you can do and we can organize another meeting, another interview sometime to come.
Thank you. Thank you, said Joshua. So my first question is, when was the Jieeng Council of Elders formed, and what purpose was it for?
Jieeng Council of Elders was formed in 2013 and got completed in 2014 and became more vigorous and active in 2014 onwards up to this day. It was formed for the purpose of community functions, that is a social and civil organization. We wanted more young Madijaban.
Yes.
Do you want to speak in purely in English?
Our language, we use all the languages we know, depending on what we want to express. So you are welcome to use English, Arabic, and Tongjang.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
We reform the Jieeng Council of Elders can book monjang book madi.
Yeah.
Na penjipiat ke monjang ye kulwela monjang biato. Achiran be lwela ke yana agar ku yana tino buko lwela na monjang.
Ayo.
Can book madwoyi book ngi ko monjang kana go book ngi ko kwat. For the time being, nagarelwela na agar na lwachi and padang and malwal. Can furthering division to our interest. So I would say Kanaloy reform is to unify our ranks as Monjang. Burumi to work quarter.
Yes.
The second reason was that working targeted. Quite gonna walk, quite cock a door, cock gonna walk. I work targeted, could man to walk. Comment to walk a band, man may buy, a chicken walk man. For example, Yelwell, Monjang walk bay by Kogum. Pachin Pan, walk the pinda. Kaya could not take a walk quite tina the pin, which will me you come. Walk the natural resources of pinda. A kitchen room will call book by Madi, Pan, you know. Can you walk by Pan, you know, Pan over there.
Yes.
Và yen kan mai do rot bu ko ga bu ko nyot chen wo ko pi wo.
Okay. Because 2013 is a very controversial year. So what month exactly, if you can remember, what month did you form Jieeng Council of Elders?
My memory is very weak about history, but
Yeah.
we have the dates when we came together and form ourselves in the process. It was a process. It was not just one day. I started meeting with the Bargazal elders and communities one by one until we understood what the objective was. So we met. We have 5 communities. Quite Lakes, we met with them. We met with quite Kawil. We met with quite Gogrial. Kulem quite Bor. Kulogron, quite Padang. Those are the 5 communities Chuke targeted. The internal divisions, internal factions. Achumwela say but we bring the leaders from those communities.
Yes.
Like when we met, we selected people from Agar, people from Luanjang, people from Atwot, people from Chit, that to comprise the people of and people from Gok to comprise the people of Lakes. So we touch on those communities that form the Ismail community in that location, and that's how we started to form ourselves.
That's great. And how many of you are there now on the Council of Jieeng Elders? How many of you from the beginning? How many and how many now are still on the council membership?
Oh, the council is very large. It's very large. When we started, if I had these questions earlier, I would have given you exact numbers. When we
Yeah.
had our General Assembly, we held it in Fundung Dayi, Duang Ayi, and we also held
Yep.
it in Nyakoroni. So the number was very, very large. Now the executive is not less than 40 people.
Okay.
But those who are on daily basis, we are 15.
Okay. So because we only hear a few numbers, it looks like out of this whole number of the Jieeng Council of Elders, there is another board or body, a smaller group like executive whatever. So is it true? Is it a lesser number? The executive. What is the structure of Jieeng Council of Elders?
We have not structured ourselves. We got short of registration, which should have entailed all the functions and institutions of the community. But when we were not registered, we left it open.
Why was
Uh,
that? Why were you not registered?
well, it depended at that time on those who were responsible for registration. I think they had their own prejudices, and our document, our constitution was well spelled out by our lawyers and leaders, and we presented it. It was even accepted by the Minister of Justice. But those who registered civil societies decided not to accept our request for registration. And again, we said, okay, we should not be bound by registration. Registration is for interests, but as elders of the community, we are open to all sorts of functions that we can do as elders. So we didn't feel controlled by the registration, and we continue functioning.
All right. So if we can say, the regions in which Jieeng people are two regions out of the all three regions, Equatoria, Bahr el Ghazal, and Upper Nile. So can you tell me some names from these two regions in on your council?
No, I don't think that we have only Jieeng from the two main areas, which
Yep,
is Upper Nile
yep,
and Bahr Ghazal.
yeah.
So
So
I
let's say from Bargazal, how many people can you just tell us? Can you just mention their names? People who are from Bargazal and people who are from Upper Nile in the hierarchy of Jieeng Council of Elders.
uh, it's not that easy for me to tell you that X and Y for security reasons. Uh,
Okay.
so I shouldn't name, except that I can name the few that signed the document which went out recently.
Yeah, we will talk about that document later. That is in my questions.
So
Yeah.
I don't want for the current situation that we are in difficulties. I would say
Yes.
uh, let me have only the five. For example, a will is being represented by Honourable Alda Joe, Kwelagwer,
Okay.
former Governor Kwelagwer, and we have a number, very many of them from other places. We have Warab, we have Molana Ambrose Charles Majak,
Yeah.
Majang Alerde,
Ambrose Ring.
Ambrose Rinchik,
Aywa.
uh, Charles Majang Alerde, Honorable Charles. We also have Honorable Chagur Adam Manyang. These
Yes.
are from Warab. And also we have in Lakes Honorable Daniel Diemat Matwet, Honorable Ayan Magwat, Honorable
Okay.
Bullen Kot,
Oh, so
Honorable,
you have a woman. So you have a
yes,
woman on
yes.
the Council of Elders.
Oh yes,
Is
even
Ayan the only woman, or do you have other women? I didn't know
we
this,
have
uncle.
a young
Huh?
one, Honorable young one from Warab,
Yes.
and we have Monica, Honorable Mom Yan Magwat
Monica
from
Ayan.
Lakes, yeah,
Ayan Magwat.
Yan
Yes.
Magwat. We have
Uh-huh.
from Jongale, also you have Molana Deng Awu, although he is not that old, he's also active with us in the, and he's one of our
Denga
lawyers.
Wood.
Deng
Denga
Awu
Wood
Wenyin,
Wenyin.
yeah,
Ah, okay.
yeah,
All right.
he's with us. And we have Honorable Parmena Weriam,
Aywa.
uh, we have Honorable Web Mohamed, who is Dr. Web Mohamed, who is also a
Wek
lawyer.
Mamer. That is
Yeah,
my colleague from university.
okay, okay.
Wek
So
Mamer.
we
Yeah.
have a number of those from those areas, and I
Yeah.
can go on with a long list. We have
Okay.
Honorable Makenithiong from Jongalei,
Yes.
uh, Honorable, uh, what is his name? Maleng Alier,
Malenga Alier
Maleng
from
Alier. We
Jongole
have
too.
from Jongalei, we have Honorable No Molana available from Warab, from Bor, and we have many others with ladies. About two
Okay.
ladies are from there. So we have a number, and then we have from Padang. We have them, former Governor Deng Akwe,
Yes.
Benjamin Majak Dao, and many others. So
Okay. Okay.
that
So
is
it's a very big group.
definitely
You have representation of all of the Jiang almost.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay, thank you. So do you what do you do actually? Do you meet like regularly? How regularly do you meet together?
We meet almost every fortnight or every week when there are
Yeah.
burning issues.
Do you have an
So
office? Do you have an office in Juba, or how? Where do you meet? Do you meet what? Do you meet on
we have
cafes or where? Huh?
we have mobile office. We meet in
You
hotels.
have a mobile office.
We meet in hotels and we meet
Yeah.
in houses. But
You meet in a
main
hotel.
main main place we meet is what we call Kartyok.
Oh, Kachuk.
Kartyok is an
Yeah.
open space where we have a shed and we
Yeah.
meet there
Under a
very
shed.
regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, under
Yeah.
the shed, and that's where we meet regularly.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. And also, you said at the beginning of this interview, you said that your original purpose was like social. Is that right?
That's right. Well, it's social. You for
Uh-huh.
elders, you know it very well. Function
Yeah.
of the elders in the community can be social, can be
Yeah.
political in the
And
context that
can and
elders
can and can overlap with the politics and everything else.
everything else. That's right. So we are not bound
Okay.
by particular situation. We intervene in all the circumstances that arise and affect the community.
Okay. So, do you see yourself, or do you consider yourselves as part of of the system of the government, or what is your status here? Do you have like constitutional or legal status as a body that is recognized? Are you recognized by the government, or what?
I don't know how to express it. We are
Yeah.
recognized. We exert ourselves as a community
Yes.
viable viable community institution, and
Yes.
therefore we interact independently with the government, with the communities, the other communities. And I think you know that we have quoted in our document how we met with
Yes.
other communities and as well as the government institutions or leaders. So
Oh,
we don't say we have a recognition that that depends on the legal structure. But the elders
yes.
or senior citizens, they are free to meet and to be recognized when they want to express their opinion, depending
Okay.
on what institution.
Yes. Yes. And I think you mentioned something of that you meet with other similar. So to summarize what you have been saying, that you are working in a like voluntary capacity. You volunteer as elders of the community, part of elders of South Sudan community, and you volunteer to give advice, free advice to the authorities. Is that am I correct there?
We give an opinion, our opinion,
Yes.
to whatever institution, whether it is government or social, when there is
Yes.
an issue arising affecting
No, no, I'm just focusing on the on your relationship with the government. So, in relationship with the government, from what you have just said earlier, is that you were not registered, but you think you are a popular. I mean, not popular. It's within the people, within the shop, that you have just volunteer yourself, volunteer your experience, volunteer your wisdom to help the country, whether government or not government. So that is your relationship with the government. You volunteer your advice to the government. So that is your capacity, isn't it?
that's true. That's true.
It is not a constitutional capacity. It is
No,
a
no,
voluntary, yes, popular voluntary capacity.
that's right. That's right.
Okay. And when you were talking earlier, I think you mentioned something like are there other community elders groups like yourself from other nationalities in South Sudan? Let's
That's
say
true.
Nuer or
Well,
Equatorians or what we should look. Do they have
that,
similar structures or bodies, voluntary
uh,
bodies?
surely those communities have had their own structures even certainly long before we came into existence. For
Yes,
example, when in 2013, 2014, we had annual
yes,
meetings with the Equatorial Council of Elders. And this
yes.
Council of Elders was being chaired by former Governor Kaliman Konga. He was the chairman, and he brought in
When did you meet them? The Equatorian Council
that
of
was
Elders. When did you first meet them?
2014.
2014.
2014,
Oh, after the events of 2013.
after the events of 2013, yes.
What did
And
you
so
discuss?
there was a situation which arose
And
that
who initiated your meeting with them? Did
it
you,
was
the Council of Elders of Jieeng Council of Elders, initiate that meeting, or was it initiated by the Equatorian Council of Elders? If you
it was
remember.
it was initiated by Governor Kelemen Konga, who had a situation. He was the governor of Central Equatoria.
Okay.
He had a situation where the Equatorians were running away from the capital on assumption that they were going to be killed by Mwanjang. So
Yes.
he called on Molana Ambrose Ring that there is a situation alarming and our people are deserting the town. So
Yes.
can we discuss that? And Molana Ambrose called us, and we met with the group of Equatoria Council of Elders under the chairmanship of Governor Kelemen, who brought
Yes.
in the governor of Western Equatoria, uh, Governor, what is his name? Uh, Bakasoro,
Clement? Huh?
Bakasora,
Bakasura. Oh, okay. Yes.
and brought in,
Lawrence.
and then brought in the Eastern Equatoria Governor, Lubang. So
Yes.
three of them brought in their communities, and we had long meetings. And late Ellison Mangai was appointed as the chairman of Equatoria Council of Elders. So there was
Yes.
they were co-chairs with Molana Ambrose, and we met in many places and several times, and that issue was resolved. And the Equatorians rested assured that they were not going to be affected by any negative persecution or fighting by the Mwanjang. So that was the first meeting that we had, and subsequently we continued until Kelemen Janda became the chairman of Equatoria Community Council.
Yes.
So we had a number of meetings with them, and also we went ahead to meet
I
with
used to know Kalaman Janda from in Khartoum
yes.
back in the 80s, and yeah,
Okay, okay.
I used to know
So
him. Yeah.
he became the
Yeah.
chairman of Equatoria, and then
Yes.
we decided to visit and meet with other community councils in Equatoria. We met with the Zandi Council of Elders under what do you call me, Honourable Angela Beda,
Yes.
uh, and we had a good document we formed, and we wrote what we call covenant because they are bordering with Barghazal, and that
Yeah.
relationship should be strengthened. So we met with the Zande community, we met with the Mandari community under Kelemen too, and we met with the different Nuer communities in Juba, and we went to meet the Nuer community elders who were behind Riek Machar in Nairobi, and
So
we also
did
met.
you initiate your meeting with the Nuer
We
community
yes,
or Council of Elders? Was your meeting with the Council of Elders of Nuer, or was it just with the general community?
no, we
And
met with Nuer.
who initiated that meeting?
we initiated the meeting with the Nuer Council of Elders.
Yes.
In
Yep.
Juba, it was General James Mai, who was the
Yeah.
chairman, and other communities.
Chairman of Nuer Council of Elders.
Nuer Council of Elders, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we met with them in Juba, and we met with the group that was under Jieeng Machar. We met them in
Yes.
Nairobi, and that was headed by Gabriel Yual, late Gabriel Yual,
Yes.
and Michael Mario, and Timothy Todd, and we met them. They were 10 and we were 10. So that meeting took place under late Daniel Aramoy, and it was a very successful meeting. So we had initiated other meetings with other community council of elders.